What size should the lookalike audiences have? For example, smaller countries, UK. Yeah, I mean, it really, they're typically all going to be the same. You'll see like anything from like, under 1 million up to 2 million. And then for the larger ones, even up to 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, that's about the size. It really just depends on the list. Somebody said regarding tracking, uh, if we're using Commonly along with one of Robbie's pre-made landing pages, do we need to remove the custom JavaScript HTML tracking code embedded in the landing page? Yes, you want to make sure you remove that. If you are a Commonly customer, Commonly code will pass through the URL parameter, so you can remove that. So is the customer list the only thing you use? So yeah, for custom audiences.
Starting out, guys, that's pretty much what we use, but we're going to show you some interest targeting as well. But the customer list, I mean, Matt, that's like the go-to for us. I feel like we love those.
I mean, I recommend everybody to use the lookalike audiences. It definitely performs the best. However, we will cover the interest, because if you do find solid interest, you can really capitalize on that, because they're really most of them are not competitive.
You know what, Matt? There's a couple people saying they didn't get the country option, right? So, and guys, that's awesome. If you don't have the option, so here, I'll show you. If you come into your customer list and you come in here and you go create lookalike and it doesn't ask for an audience location, that means you have a special account, which is amazing, because what happens is it will just ask you to create the lookalike audience total, right? So just 1%. And then you at the ad set level select which countries. So it helps you avoid a massive headache, right? Because like Matt said, we just created US. Now, guys, let's say we want to do Canada as well. We have to come in, create lookalike. I have to type in Canada, and then I have to come in and do the same thing I just did. 3, go to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 5 of Canada, create audience. Okay, so we're gonna have like we're basically, if we have 5 different countries we're going after, 5 times 3 is 15 audiences that we have in here, okay? And so if you don't have that option to like select a country, that just means that you're lucky, because you just create the audience once, just a 1% audience, not based on a country. And then when you go to the ad set level and select your country targeting, then it will optimize that for you, okay? So it's good. Okay, Roger said, I see nothing in the group files for any DIY. No problem, Roger. Yeah, the DIY companies are great. You can reach out to the vendor there and just say, hi, my name is Roger, and I'm looking to promote your offer, and I'm going to be doing Facebook ads. And I would really appreciate it if you could get me over a customer list so I could use that for lookalike audiences. And most likely, Roger will be very happy to help you with that. Cool. You see any others, Matt? I think that's pretty much.
We're good. Yeah, I think we're caught up.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So yeah, that's how you create a lookalike audience. All right. So really simple, And step 1, upload the customer list. Step 2, select the customer list and create the lookalike. Okay. And now we see we have them in our account. Okay. So we did 3 for US and 3 for Canada. Okay, and then as for the interest targeting, we're going to show you that when we go to launch. Okay, so put that on the back burner. Okay, all right, so jumping back in here, guys, now we're going to talk about campaign launch structure and planning. And we might get a bunch of yawns right now, but in all seriousness, I feel like this is an area where a lot of people just sort of get their assets together, they get their creative, their copy, their lander, their audiences, and then they just run over to the ads manager and just start creating havoc. And there's no organization, there's no planning, there's no structure. And I feel like, I mean, Matt, would you agree? I feel like that is part of the reason some people launch and they don't really get results, is because like they're just not set up right? There's no structure, there's no organization.
Yeah, it's just, especially if you're using a tracking tool like Commonly, or if you're using Sheets or whatever it may be, the way you're, going to perceive the data really starts with how it's like structured in terms of like, the naming convention for it. If it's all over the place and you're not really organized, it's going to be very difficult to read the data. And Grant, jumping back real quick, we got like 2 really good questions I think we should address before we move on that are pertaining to that. Somebody said, what are the 1%, 2 to 3%, and 5% audiences mean?
Yeah, that's a great question, guys. So actually, I'll give you my answer, but also I think Facebook will do a really good job of that, okay? So if we actually zoom in here, you guys can see audience size ranges from 1% to 10% of the combined population of your selected locations. A 1% lookalike consists of the people most similar to your lookalike source. Increasing the percentages creates a bigger and broader audience. Okay, so what does that mean in plain English? Well, guys, what we did is we uploaded a customer list, right? These were literally customers that bought that product. And so what we're doing is we're uploading this list, and Facebook is matching and looking at the demographics of these people that we uploaded. And then once again, based on these lookalike percentages, we're matching 1% consists of people most similar to our source, i.e. our customer list. 10% are people that are big, it's a bigger audience, but the demographics, they're not as similar, right? So what are we gonna get? We're gonna get a smaller sized audience, but better targeted at the 1% level. And then at the 10% level, all the way up here, we're gonna get a larger audience, like way bigger. But the actual, the similarities of these people at the 10% level are the most unlike the people that are on your customer list. So I hope that makes sense, but that's a really good question. Good call.
And one more really good one. Can you use other offers lists different than yours for your campaign? Yes, you can. Just make sure it's relevant to the niche, right? So if you are running weight loss, you can use any of the different lists, and that's fine. I definitely recommend you stick with like the one that you are running, but I mean, it's definitely great to test. I mean, sometimes we do find that if different weight loss offers, we use different customer lists and they work just as fine. But yeah, just make sure it's in the same niche and you should be good to go.
Yeah, totally. And so it looks like a couple of people are still hung up on the country thing, guys. So it's really simple. They think they can't create a lookalike. You definitely can, okay? So upload your customer list and then go here and create lookalike. Yours will look the exact same. You just won't select an audience location, okay? So this won't be here. You'll just select the audience size, okay? But you will still be able to create the lookalike, okay? You'll still be able to do that. Someone said, so if we don't have the country option, then do we make all three, one for each lookalike? 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 5. Yes, exactly. You create 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 5. Perfect. Okay. Cool. All right, guys, so moving on to the campaign's launch structure and planning, all right? So it's really important that you plan your launch, okay? And you structure exactly what you're going to be building once you have all of your assets gathered, okay? So as I mentioned before, a lot of people just sort of, grab everything and then just run to the ads manager, and it's a total, it gets really unorganized. So what we like to do is literally structure out, like almost just sort of like a blueprint, right? Construction team and an architect, they don't just start like throwing a house together. They really blueprint it out. Like, what are they going to be building? Where do things go? And so that's really what we like to do as well. So today, guys, on the call, we're going to do one campaign. We're going to put 6 ad sets inside that campaign, and then we're going to have 2 ads inside each of the ad sets, okay? Not only are we planning it out from that level, but we literally already wrote out exactly what our campaign name is going to be. So we like to put our ad account name in the actual title, so Healthy Monday 1, and then we like to just do like dash conversions and then the first version, right? So you can do like 01 or just 1 or whatever you like there. Okay.
That one represents the campaign. So this is the first campaign, right? So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's a good call. We'll go 2 and then 3. Exactly.
And every time you launch, you want to keep these separate so you're organized, right? So if you're ever looking back at historical data, you can say, well, that's from campaign 1. Or if you want to look back and say you're 5, 6 campaigns into it, you say, well, this is campaign 5 or 6, and you can get all that data. And then same thing here for the ad set names. Let's get to that.
Yep, exactly. So you'll notice you see HM1, right? What is HM1? Well, HM1 is a code name for Healthy Monday 1, okay? So Healthy Monday 1, and then we have ad set 1, and then the actual audience name, right? So lookalike 1%, okay? And these are just the naming conventions, guys. We're gonna go in and actually build these out with you. You see ad set 2, lookalike 1 to 2%. Ad set 3, lookalike 2 to 5, and then ad set 4 is interest, right? So HM1 is Healthy Monday 1, ad set 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And this is just strictly how we name our campaigns. And then at the ad level, we just name the ad one and ad two. You can get, fancier with those. We can talk about that, but this is the overall structure of exactly what we're going to be building. And once again, guys, like this is so simple, right? This is really simple. Some of you might be rolling your eyes about this right now, but like I really can't stress how important this is. As Matt mentioned, for like data analyzation, having these sort of descriptive names for your ad sets and your campaigns. There's so many times where I'll be reviewing somebody's ad or a screenshot they send me, and like their ad set names are all over the place, or their campaign names are all over the place, and then they spend the next like 3 to 5 minutes trying to find their own like campaign or results. And if they just named things correctly, they'd be able to like, boom, go right there, find the ad set, find the ad, and then here's my results, and then ask the question, okay? So really important. Okay, perfect. So what we'll do, guys, is we will now start to go through the step-by-step launch process, all right? So live on the screen right now, we're gonna go ahead and put together a full ad campaign, okay? Now, before we do that, we have a bit of a checklist for you guys, which if you've made it up to this call, which congratulations on it, you should have completed all of these items by now, okay? You should have your fan page created and posts going out to it and boost, and you guys should have done all that, right? So we can sort of check that off, right? The pixel created and placed on your landing page, the conversion API set up on ClickBank, you guys should have knocked that out, okay? You should have your tracking set up, okay? If you guys are gonna use Cometly, you can go ahead to cometly.com/8week and get that special deal, and make sure you have your tracking set up, okay? We have a great getting started video over there that you can watch, and it'll help you set up your Cometly account really quickly. You should have your lookalike audiences created, right? We just walked through how to do that. So when you're watching this replay and you have those done, you should have those created and good to go. Last week, you guys finished your ad copy. You should have the ad copy ready to go. The ad creative, boom, you guys knocked that out last week. And your landing page, you should double, triple check your landing page. Make sure that affiliate link is added on there and you tested it out, right? So this is the checklist, guys. If you have all of these knocked out and you can say for full confidence, I have all these done and I'm ready to go, then when you're watching this, you can go ahead and proceed on with us step by step and go ahead and build this out, okay? So let's go ahead, and this is the first part of our build, is reviewing the structure and then beginning it, okay? So once again, this is exactly what Matt and I do. Like Matt, every single time we go to build something, we have a Google document open, right, with our full structure, and then we open our ads manager. And those are the two things that we have open, and right when we're ready to launch.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, every time, and I believe, Grant, we are going to be giving them a sheet and the resources so they can have something similar to this. So yeah, guys, I mean, it's super important. Always just have, even if not, if there's no sheet, just go ahead and just take a screenshot of this right now and go back in the training. But you should really just create a document where you have the campaign name, ad set names, the ad name, and then every time before you launch a campaign, build out the structure in that document. And then you can easily, go ahead and launch, and you just really copy and paste, right? So you're just copying and pasting the naming conventions. It's super important that you build this out before you even go live. So that way you're staying organized, and it's going to be much easier for you to read the data, whether you're using tracking software like Cometly, using Sheets, or whatever you're using. We do have a couple of questions here too regarding planning structure. So let's see here. Okay, somebody said YHM1, then conversions plus an extra 01. Yep, guys, once again, that 001 represents the campaign name. That's all it's doing, right? So Healthy Monday 1 is the ad account. So it's the first ad account. The 1 after Healthy Monday represents the ad account. So the first ad account, Healthy Manager.
Yeah, they're getting picky at me because they don't like how I do 01. That's just the way I like to do things, guys. they're like, why is there an 01? There should just be a 1 in there. Okay, we'll change it.
Healthy, well, I like the 01, honestly, because the Healthy Monday 1 is representing the first ad account of the Healthy Monday Business Manager, right? So the 01 is for the campaigns. That's all it is. It's super simple. Guys, you can structure it however you want. Just try to stay organized. This is the recommended way, though. You don't have to go through it to the T, but let's see here.
Yeah, totally agree. Cool. Do we keep a spreadsheet of every campaign or just leave on Facebook? No, Dean, you don't have to do that. If you use something like Cometly, you won't ever need to use spreadsheets. If you don't want to use Cometly, no problem at all. Totally, you can set up spreadsheets and do those. But trust me, I went down that rabbit hole for a very long time, and it caused a lot of stress. And Matt has too. All right, cool. Someone said plus for the checklist, the 125. Yes, absolutely, Rachel. You want to make sure everybody that your ad account threshold is to 125, of course. Okay, and someone said my currently best billing threshold is 75. Do I have to wait? Yeah, it's best you wait. Just wait till it gets to 125. If you're at 75 right now, though, you're right around the corner. So probably just one bill away. All right, perfect. All right, cool. All right, guys, we're gonna continue on with the build, and then we'll definitely come back. And as you guys know, we will answer every single question. We won't get off until they're all answered. All right. So let's go ahead and start diving in. Right. So first things first, we're gonna jump over to our ads manager. Right. This is where we're creating our audiences, and very simply, we're gonna go back up to business tools, go to ads manager. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so this is the ads manager. You guys should be familiar with this based on the other training, in the actual Commission Hero Pro, toolkit and everything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and hit create. Okay. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and hit conversions right here. And look at that, guys. The first thing, what is the first thing Facebook wants? They want our naming conventions. Oh my God, what do we put in here? Well, if we were sloppy and unorganized, then we wouldn't really know. I would just throw a bunch of stuff in here, but we're organized. So we go back to our structure, we get our campaign name that we've already written out, copy it, and we're gonna come right back to the ads manager, paste it in. Okay, our first ad set. Okay, so Facebook just wants us to put our first ad set in. So we're gonna go back, grab our first ad set, copy this, and come in and paste it. And then it wants our first ad name. And as you guys know, we just sort of do ad name, ad one, just do ad one there, okay? And we'll hit continue. All right, perfect. So as you guys know, this is the campaign level, right? Because we see campaign name, and there's nothing to do or see here, okay? Everything's perfect. We go to our ad set level, which is right here, click this. And now we see ad set name, and look, our ad set name, our first one, ad set one, is already in there. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and come down to, where's our pixel? Okay, we totally forgot to do the pixel there. All right, so this is a good mistake that I made, guys. We need to make sure that we add our pixel to the ad account. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the business settings, go to my data sources, pixels, go to this pixel.
Probably a good time to mention this too. You want to make sure an admin on the pixel.
Yep.
If you set up the conversions API, you have to be an admin on the pixel. So just make sure that you know that. And if you're not an admin on the pixel and you set up the conversion API, it's not going to fire. So if you run into any of those issues, it's probably always check the pixel to make sure you're an admin.
Yep, exactly. So guys, just as I showed there, data sources, pixels, select the pixel, select your name, manage pixel, full control. Okay, and then you also have to do add assets here. Okay, and you'll see the Healthy Monday one and select that. Now hit add. Okay, and that will do it. All right, so watch, I'll show you in real time what this is going to look like. So we can just come back to our ads manager we're building. Okay, and then if I just go ahead and refresh the screen, okay, now you will see the pixel should show up here. Where'd it go? Okay, give me one sec here. Let's make sure that I add the right asset. There we go. Okay, there might be a little bug here. Let's make sure this works.
Go to connected assets. Yeah, that's how you can say, all right, cool, there it is.
Okay. Huh, it's being weird. Little bug on Facebook. Okay, so let's see if it's at the ad level.
Well, we definitely, you know what we should do? This might be a good time. Actually, let's go back and see if this fixes it. Looks like there's a little bug, but we may be able to fix it. Why don't you go back? Let's set up the aggregated events.
Okay, yeah. So let's go back here.
Go to pixels. Cool, guys. All right, cool. Go to pixel.
The events
I'll do
manager.
Perfect. All right. Go to the aggregated event measurement right here. Configure web events. All right, cool. So we have the domain verified, but we need to actually add on events now. So hit manage events. Let's add purchases, hit edit. Add event, top right. And now we can choose the pixel. So it's the second pixel, yeah, perfect. And then purchase event.
Okay.
And a couple people are asking, hey, you know, do we need to set up any other event? No, guys, the only one that really matters is the pixel or is the purchases. So just make sure that's on there. And this is also going to help for the conversion API. So make sure you get this part set up. We'll go back. And let's see if that fixed it or if Facebook truly is buggy today. Huh. Okay.
Very interesting. Okay. Let me try it. Let's try the other one. Let's see just randomly if this will work. So manage here, and then let's go add assets. So, okay.
What a bad time for Facebook to have a bug.
Yeah, guys, we get them too. Okay, everybody gets the bug.
We could, you know, we could just try to disregard this and then rebuild it. We can try that too.
Go ahead.
So guys, if you run into this, discard drafts, discard, that gets rid of that, and we'll go through it real quick again. And we'll go back to it.
Okay, and I just want to make sure I'm an admin on it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so create conversions. Let's go back and through our naming conventions. Okay, let's put this back in. Okay, our first ad set name. Okay, we'll put ad one and we'll hit continue. Okay, everything looks good. And there it is. All right. So that's what we were looking for, guys, pixel. So it was a total bug there. So now what we can do is we can select the pixel, and you can see here, Healthy Monday 2 pixel. There we go. You guys just got a live troubleshooting with Matt and I. Select purchase.
All right, let's slow down real quick. Yep, yeah, let's we got it. Somebody said thank God for replay. Yeah, so we'll slow it down here. We'll slow it down here. We're too used to it, Grant. All right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, guys, any questions up to this point, real quick? Let's do some questions while we're here. Cool. All right. I just want to make sure everybody's caught up. All right, we're all good. Just wanted to make sure.
Perfect. Cool, guys. So yep. So we did the ad set name. We make sure it should default on website. We put in the pixel information. All right. And if you see this yellow warning, don't worry about it. It comes up even if you have set up your conversion, so ignore it. Okay, then we get down to our first thing, and it's the budget, right? And people always ask us, Matt, like, oh my gosh, what's a good budget? Do I have to spend $1 million in a day? It's like, no. Guys, you should be starting your budget at anywhere from like $15 per day per ad set to like 25, okay? You know, so that's really the range that we recommend, okay? So $15 per day to, you know, $25 per day, okay, for each of these ad sets, okay? So we'll just do 25, okay? Now, we like to start all of our campaigns the next day at 3 a.m. This is something that Matt and I did not do before we started, you know, following Robbie's system, and ever since we started doing that, our ads perform a lot better. So we always do the start date the next day. Tomorrow's the 18th, and we do 3 o'clock a.m. Okay, so it starts fresh right at the start of tomorrow. All right. So now we get down to the audience, guys. And once again, just a reminder, we're at the ad set level, and that's where the budgeting and the audience takes place, okay? So we're at the audience level now, and look at this. It's asking us for our custom audiences. Oh my God, what do we do? Well, you guys have already done it, okay? So when we click this, it drops down all of the audiences that we already made, okay? And so we're doing 1%, okay? And so we're gonna do our 1% audience to the US, and we're gonna do our 1% audience to Canada, okay? And so once again, people that were like freaking out on the lookalike audience creation stage where it didn't have a country, you won't have to select Canada and US. You'll just have a lookalike 1%, and then the lookalike will determine where it goes based on your location settings down here. So once again, like I said, you were lucky. Facebook's rolling that out on everybody, but you got it early, okay? And then we come down to locations, and because we're targeting US and Canada, we're just for this example, we're gonna go Canada, okay? And once again, your location should really be predicated on where the product can be sold, okay? So you can ask the vendor, usually it's on ClickBank, but you can ask the group, ask the vendor, hey, where can I sell this product? We like to start with like US and Canada or the top 5 as Matt mentioned, okay? Which would be US, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. I'm just gonna write them out for you. We're not gonna actually do them here, and New Zealand. Okay, these are what we consider T5, top 5, US, Canada, Australia, UK, and New Zealand, okay? Okay, so, but once again, just for this example, for the sake of time and stuff, we're just gonna do US and Canada.
And keep in mind, everything we're about to show you for the targeting, like this will vary based off your offer, right? So if your offer is only US and Canada, you're only selecting US and Canada. If you're doing, like weight loss, like we'll show you like the parameters and the targeting for weight loss, but like every offer has different targeting, right? So keep that in mind. It can be different age groups, different detailed targeting. So just wanted to throw that out there. We'll probably model this off of weight loss, right, Grant?
Exactly, yep. So guys, as Matt mentioned, like it's really important to know that, depending on your offer really depends on everything, the countries, and then we get into age, right? So as Matt, you just mentioned, like we're basing this on a weight loss ad, a health ad. So we know that our target demographic is mostly 40 to 45, we'll just do 40 to 65 plus, gender, women, okay? But if you're in, let's say, the DIY space, you're most likely going to be targeting a different age group and, men, maybe including women, right? And that's where you just need to do some research on your offer, right? You can talk to the vendor, hey, Mr. Vendor, Mrs. Vendor, what are the common demographics of your buyers? Are they men or are they women? What are the age groups? Guys, the vendors will be happy to give you this high level demographic information. Because it's not a big deal to them, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, sure, thanks for reaching out. We hope you drive us a lot of sales. Our target, most of our customers are between the ages of X and Y, and for the most part, 80% of the sales we get are from men, right? And then boom, that helps you with your targeting, okay? Okay, cool. So gender is good, and then we get to this detailed targeting. We don't need to worry about this. Why? Because it's a lookalike audience. Okay, so we'll get into that on ad set 4, but right now we're fine. Languages, once again, you can select languages. Usually we just keep this stuff broad. All languages is fine. And then placements, it's best to just do automatic placements, recommended, okay? And guys, that's it. That's all you're gonna be doing on the ad set level, okay? It's really, really simple, all right? Just a super quick recap on the ad set level. Pixel, right there. Daily budget, right here. Schedule, right there, you're scheduling, okay? And then your audiences, okay? So you're selecting your audiences, the locations, the age, and the gender.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Couple of questions here. Somebody said scheduled start time next day if we were in the UK. It's 3 a.m. Based off the time zone of your ad account, right? So if you are in the UK, it would be 3 a.m. the next day. That's correct.
3 a.m. UK
Yep.
time.
A couple things too on the placements, right? So when you're launching a new campaign and you're testing out your ad copy and your creative, scroll down there, Grant. It's good to start off with automatic placements. When you do get it dialed in and you have like winners that are working well, then you can switch over to manual placements. And I've made a video about that in Commission Hero. You can search for that. It's all about manual placements and that best setup. Typically at that point, you'll want to do